Ooh, that was needed. Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George, and if this is your first time here, or you've been here before but have not subscribed yet, please do so. We're about to reach 10,000. It'd be great if you guys could join us on this journey to 10,000 subscribers. This was truly an interesting matchup. The Dallas Mavericks played last night. So they were on the second half of a back-to-back. The Knicks are on the first half of a back-to-back. They play the Clippers tomorrow. No Mitch Robinson. So I was wondering, like, what kind of a team is going to show up today? You know, they had an extra night off. And, man, when it got started, it was a little bit scary. It looked like no team could play any defense and no team could miss a shot. That first quarter was insane in terms of efficiency. I think the Mavs shot 70% in the first quarter of this game, but the Knicks were right there with them, and then they turned the switch in the third quarter after halftime and completely shut off the spigot for the Mavericks, and they could not make a bucket, and the Knicks were able to kind of ease themselves away from the Mavericks and pull off a nice little victory at home. It's necessary. Look, the Mavericks are missing Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, Lively. Martin. They're missing and Dante Exum. They're missing so many players. This is what the Knicks should have done tonight, and they did. So we got to count, not the blessings, but basically take a win for what the win is. The Knicks took care of business. They beat them 128-113. And tomorrow night, they face the LA Clippers. I don't have highlights tonight, so if you're looking for highlights, I'm sorry. I tried to get them together for you, but I wasn't able to pull them together in time. So we're going to recap the stats, going to recap this game, and talk about all the positives and the minuses, the negatives, and the positives that happen in this game, and discuss what's going to happen for the Knicks, like what potentially is the future for these Knicks. We did get some interesting information about Jalen Brunson. He hasn't practiced yet, but he's starting to have some mobility, and Thibs himself said that Brunson was already in incredible shape. So the inference is that him being able to come back from an injury like this, if he's allowed by the medical staff, the ramp up to getting back into game shape won't be as long for him as opposed to other players. All right, let's get into it. Here we go. The New York Knicks 128-113 over the Dallas Mavericks. And OG Anunoby with 35 points tonight. The man was an absolute beast. A beast. Look at this. First of all, the most amazing stat here is his field goal attempts. He took 24 field goal attempts today. I think that might be the most he's had all season. He connected on 15 of them. He shot 62.5%, shot 50% from the three-point line, 3 of 6. He went to the free throw line twice, hit both, and he picked up 2 steals, which he's averaging a steal and a half for the season right now, which ties his career high. And he picked up a block, 35 points, and he was a plus 24 in plus minus tonight. Outstanding game for OG Anunoby. Honestly, he actually was the one who actually set the tone for this game, even though there were many, many offensive heroes for the Knicks tonight. In fact, let's get back to this. Karl-Anthony Towns, triple-double. Triple-double for the big cat. The big bodega comes through with a triple-double. His first as a Knick. I think he might even... Is it his first in his career? But he's definitely his first as a Knick. 26 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists. But he wasn't the only one. That's right. Josh Hart broke Walt Clyde Frazier's record for the most triple-doubles in a season as a Knick. He got his 9th triple-double tonight. And Clyde, of course, the class act that he is, he congratulates Hart. Long time coming, over 50 years. Fantastic. But he got off to like a frustrating start, especially in that first half. And in the second quarter, as the Knicks were trying to close the half, he gives away a consecutive plays, turns the ball over on bad passes. You know, this is the problem with him. You got to take the good with the bad. And the good is a triple-double. The bad is sometimes he can actually pass you out of a game. He can mojo you out of a game. And tonight, luckily, that wasn't the case because the Knicks came with it in the third quarter. Here we go. But it wasn't just him. Right here, Tyler Kolek. First of all, Tyler Kolek tonight, he delivered, how many assists did he get tonight? So Tyler Kolek has 17 assists and 0 turnovers in the last 2 games. 17 assists and 0 turnovers, and that's in just 36 minutes of total play between the previous game and tonight's game. The man is an assist machine, and he takes care of the ball. He is I think this guy's going to be a nice point guard that comes off the bench for a long time in the NBA. And Thibs on Tyler Kolek, shout out to New York basketball. He said steady improvement, learning, getting better every game. Made a lot of good plays, good movement, his ability to read. He had 9 assists. Team had 40 assists, and I'll get into that. 40 assists tonight. When the ball moves like that, it's hard to defend that. Excellent, excellent game for Tyler Kolek. He's showing that he definitely deserves a look in the rotation. Definitely deserves that, especially when the Knicks are struggling to create offense, because he makes life easier for his teammates that he's sharing the court with. I love what he brings to this team. Should he have been playing all season long? Fuck yes. Fuck yes. This is the shit that I've been talking about. That's why it's so frustrating with Thibs. I don't get it. But whatever. Let's just move on. Karl-Anthony Towns and Josh Hart are the first duo in Knicks history to both record a triple-double in a single game. Now that stat is a little surprising to me, but it's real. It happened. Congrats to both of them. And the ball was moving tonight, and they were a big reason for it. I think Cat even had like six assists in the first quarter himself alone. And he was sharing the ball. He was making some incredible passes. He was feeding OG on some backdoor passes, some backdoor cuts. He found Josh Hart on one. He found Mikal Bridges on another. He was setting the tone, and it brings to mind that the Knicks should continue, even when Jalen Brunson returns, to run the offense through Karl-Anthony Towns. That is what I think could be the winning ingredient here. It's harder to then who do you bring up? Who do you bring up to set the screen? You're going to bring up the little guy who's defending Jalen Brunson to set the pick for the center who's guarding Karl? That's a lost cause. That's a ridiculous, because once the switch happens, then one of the Knicks wings will cut, and Karl's vision, he's shown that he's an incredible passer. He'll find those guys for easy buckets. So bring it on. Bring it on. But it has to happen with Karl initiating the offense. So that's something for another day, as we'll get into that further on as the season comes to a close. The season's almost over, guys. There's only 11 games left in this season. I can't even believe it, honestly. About, 3 weeks left? Incredible. And then we have the playoffs. This is what we've been waiting for an entire year. If Brunson returns, and he, like I've said before, at 85% of himself, 90% of himself, these New York Knicks are going to be a very dangerous team. If he comes back and he's like, around 60% of himself, and that ankle's really compromising him, he doesn't have the mobility necessary to be able to draw the defense in to get double teamed, then the Knicks might actually have some issues moving forward. But at this point, we don't know what we're going to get. I'm hoping for the best. In terms of his recovery. And then Kevin McCullough, his first NBA game was tonight, and he got a bucket tonight. He earned it too. He had to fight for it. And guess what? Check this out. Shout out to Fred Katz. Hart on giving McCullough the game ball tonight. Game ball. Remember, 2 guys got a triple-double, and OG had 35 points. And Kolek hasn't committed a turnover in 2 games. But McCullough gets the game ball, and I love his why. That's an easy decision. That record is cool, talking about the double-doubles. Oh, yeah, and Hart broke the double-double record as a Knick, and a blessing. But at the end of the day, that record is going to be broken at some point. Hopefully later than sooner. getting your first NBA points. No one can take that away from you. Beautiful. This is that kind of leadership really makes a tremendous impact, and it resonates up and down throughout the roster and throughout this team. And that's the kind of leadership that's needed right now, especially without Jalen Brunson around. I mean, he was there on the bench tonight, but he's not playing, so it definitely does compromise his ability to impact the locker room at this moment. I don't know why that's such a big deal, but that's just the way players are. If you can't play, people don't really tune you in as much. So beautifully done, Josh Hart. He really turned it around, because I was worried about Josh Hart in that first half. It's like, what are you doing, man? What are you making these bonehead passes for? And in back-to-back, you would have thought after the first one, he would have been like, okay, let me get a little crisper on my next pass. No, it was even worse than the first one. But I think when he got into the locker room, he got to relax a little, and maybe he was spoken to, and he came out, and his third quarter efficiency was fantastic. So shout out to both of them. Shout out to Josh Hart for this beautiful gesture with McCullough. In fact, Josh Hart in the third quarter, he played the entire third quarter. He scored 7 points. He had a 3-pointer, and he had 5 assists in that third quarter, and that's when the Knicks took control of this game. In fact, let's get to this. You can see it here for yourself. The Knicks won the third quarter 30-16. It was good because it was tied at 68 at the half. And I was shocked. I was shocked that the Knicks allowed the Mavericks to just light it up on them like they did, especially considering they played the night before. But sometimes teams just can't miss. Sometimes that's the way it happens. But in the third quarter, once they got into that locker room and the fatigue from the night before settled in, and remember, they're missing their best players. So everything finally evened out, and as you can see, they hit 1 of 7 from the 3-point line in that third quarter, 4 of 18 overall. They missed 14 attempts, and only 1 assist in that third quarter, where the Knicks had 10 assists right there, 30 points for them. Josh Hart at a plus 14. Campaign, of course, he played the whole quarter, so he was a plus 14. Anyone who played the whole quarter got a plus 14. And Karl Anthony Towns, offensively, he struggled in that third quarter. He didn't make any buckets whatsoever. He committed 2 turnovers and only played 8.5 minutes. 0 points for him, and yet he still finished with 24 points. 24 points. So, hey, look, sometimes you need your other guys to step up for you, and this is what a team is all about. But Mikal Bridges in that third quarter, he came through with 8 points, 3 of 4, but OG Anunoby was the man. Played the entire third, 11 points for him, 2 steals, hit 1 of 2 from the 3-point line, only missed 2 shots overall. Beautiful game for him in that third quarter. I mean, for the whole team, really, in that third quarter. Excellent. All right, let's get back to this. So here are the full stats. I mean, I was showing you, this is the full team stats here. Mikal Bridges, 34 minutes, 9 of 14, hit 50% from the 3-point line, 2 of 4. 21 points for him. He had an excellent possession. He got a big block on, God, who was that block on? Who was that block on? Was that on Spencer? I think it was on Spencer Dinwiddie. Yeah, it was on Spencer. Spencer drove on the left side. He got past Mikal, but Mikal was able, with that long wingspan, just at the last second, block that shot. Beautiful play for him. Campaign got the second start in a row for him, because Deuce did not play. Deuce was not available, and Mitch was not available. I think Mitch will definitely play tomorrow night. Deuce, we don't know. We don't know about him yet. But Campaign tonight, 30 minutes, 2 points, 1 out of 3, 5 assists for him. He did play some good defense that I saw tonight. So that is one thing that cannot be downplayed. I thought he played some very good defense tonight. What did he finish with? Let's see. What was he? A plus? Campaign was a plus 19. Nice. And so in his 30 minutes of play, the Knicks outscored the team by the Mavs by 19 points. Even though he didn't provide much offense tonight, he didn't make the dumb mistakes that he wasn't the chucker that he normally is. He reined it in, because other guys were like balling, man. They were hitting at a tremendous clip tonight. I mean, they were shooting. I mean, OG Anunoby shot 62%. Josh Hart ended up shooting 66%. Towns, 53%. Mikal Bridges, almost 65%. So why are you going to be chucking the ball when you're really inconsistent? Just keep feeding the other guys the ball, and that is what Cam Payne did tonight. 5 assists for him. But look at Tyler Kolek in his 19 minutes of play. 9 assists for him. In fact, let's get to the bigger box score. Here's the bigger box score. You can see it. Tyler Kolek right here. Right here. Oh, ooh, too much. 9 assists in 19 minutes of play. Beautifully done for him. He did finish with a -1 because he did end up playing some garbage time towards the end of the game, and that's when the Mavs, some of the other Mavs, once the benches were emptied, they scored on the Knicks a little too much. Whatever, it happens. But he definitely gave impactful minutes, positive minutes for him. Precious Achiuwa. 11 points for him, 5 of 7 in his 19 minutes of play. He also did finish with a -1, plus minus. What can you do? That's who the Knicks had to go for. They have no Ariel Hukporti, who we're told that he may actually be possibly returning at some point. I thought he was going to be gone for the rest of the season. That would be sweet for us to get Ariel back on this roster in this rotation. We need a third center to help in case Mitch and Carl get into foul trouble. We need Ariel Hukporti to bring his size and girth, and Precious just can't really bring that, especially against the more elite teams. He can't be on the court against those elite teams. So Ariel Hukporti, I hope he is able to come back and play for the rest of the season. Landry Shamet, look at him, 19 minutes for him, 4 of 7. He shot 57%. Even though he's only 1 of 4 from the three-point line, he inside the arc, around the paint, around the hoop, he was delivering. He was like beautiful little like finger roll at one point from the right side. I loved the way he played tonight. He was a plus 16 with his 11 points. And Mikal Bridges, I brought him up already. 21 points for him. He was a plus 17. Only 1 assist, but man, I felt like he was much more involved in the flow of the offense, making that secondary and tertiary pass to hit the open guy. Because what happened tonight is this. The New York Knicks had 40 assists. 40. This season, they had 45 at one point, which was, amazing. I think it was, what was that, the first time in like 25 years or something, the Knicks had 45 assists. Actually, don't quote me on that. I can't remember, but 40 assists is tremendous. And that was a key part of why the Knicks kept moving the ball. So there's a lot of guys got that second assist, that hockey assist tonight, and Mikal Bridges was one of those guys. The Knicks won the rebounding battle, 45-38, so a plus 7 there. The steals were pretty much even, and the blocks were almost even. Knicks did get 1 extra block. Turnovers, in the first half, there were only 3 turnovers for each team. So the second half, the teams got a little sloppy, and 2 of those turnovers that the Knicks created in that first half were from Josh Hart in the last minute and a half of the first half. So that's how protective they were of the ball and how connected they were offensively. The Knicks shot almost 60% for the game overall, and the Mavericks shot as well. Beautiful. They almost shot 54% themselves. But from the three-point line, that was the major difference in this game. They shot under 32%, and we shot 38.5% from the three-point line. And at the end of the day, the more three-pointers you make, the easier it is to get the dub. Free throw line, the Knicks did struggle. Karl-Anthony Towns, for some reason, missed way too many free throws tonight. What did he end up with? He shot 50%. 50% from the free throw line. 4 of 8. Oh, man, that's appalling. So let's hope that that's just a little blip, and he straightens that out really quickly. Second chance points. Hustle stats. Knicks 17-6. They were plus 11 in second chance points. Points in the paint, a plus 12, 76-64. Fast break points, a plus 14. Right there, 27-13. And that shows you why the New York Knicks won by 15 points tonight. And actually, this should have been an even bigger margin. Because at one point, the largest lead, what was the largest lead? The Knicks' largest lead was 26 points. 26 points. You can see it right here. It was just at the very end of the fourth quarter, once the benches were cleared, and the Knicks kind of just started relaxing. The Mavs were able to chop off 11 points from the lead. So the Knicks could have won easily by a plus 20 tonight. There were 8 lead changes, and they were tied 12 times tonight. Let's go back over here. Actually, let's go over here. Okay, McCullough, I mentioned that. Okay, that's pretty much it here. I mean, OG's stat line is just amazing. 35 points. This is the beautiful thing about the starters on this team. And also, you can throw in Deuce as well, because Deuce can give you 30 points on a night. He can definitely do it. He can definitely catch fire, hit 5, 6 3-pointers, get into the paint. He definitely can give you that. But all 5 starters of the New York Knicks can give you 30 points on any given night. And once again, OG Anunoby delivered tonight. Look, the Knicks are still missing Jalen Brunson, and someone has to make up for those 26.5 points that he averages every game. So tonight, the Jalen playing the role of Jalen Brunson was OG Anunoby with 35 points for him. Here's the plus minuses. You can see plus 17 from Mikal Bridges, plus 24 team high for OG Anunoby, plus 23 for Karl-Anthony Towns with his 12 rebounds and 11 assists, plus 19 for Campaign, plus 10 for Josh Hart. Now, a lot of that is because he was on the court when he was making some bonehead plays earlier in the first half, but then, man, did he tighten it up in that second half. Shout out to him. And Landry Shamet, a plus 16. Plus 16 for him in his 19 minutes of play and 11 points. If Landry Shamet can continue this good play that we've been seeing of late, it's been at least 10 games or so that I feel like he's been contributing positively. Let's see here. Let me get this. Let's just look at March. So in March alone, Landry Shamet, let's see. He's almost 5 points a game. Yeah, he's shooting 40%. You know what? It's not as impressive as I thought it was going to be. That's for sure. But let's look at him in the last 8 games. In the last 8 games, Landry Shamet still not that good. Let me see. The last 6 games? Not really. It's more a vibe. His numbers don't really reveal that he's been doing as well as I feel like what I see on the court, but I like his energy. I like his commitment defensively. I like the way his stunts. I like the way he's rotating defensively, especially. And then, he gives you when he drives into the paint, he gives you some buckets here and there, as he did tonight with 11 points. The Dallas Mavericks. Interesting. I mean, look at this starting unit. Kai Jones, who the Knicks actually did draft, and Najee Marshall. Career night Knicks. Deliver once again. This is a career high for him, 38 points, 17 of 25 overall. I mean, that was brutal to see him. If he wasn't on the way he was, this game would have been over by the half. But man, did he keep the Mavericks and keep the Mavericks around in this game. Dinwiddie, he struggled. He didn't have much going in the beginning. He finished with 13 points, but did get 7 assists. And Klay Thompson, 2 of 11. Wow, that is scary. 22 minutes for him. This guy Williams, 22 points for him. This is probably a career high. Probably a career high for him. Here are the other team stats comparisons. What's here? Oh, this is what I'm looking at. The points conceded off turnovers was pretty even at 19 to 15. The turnovers weren't really the factor here. It was really sharing the ball, passing the ball, those second, third, and fourth passes to finally find the open guy, the wide open guy, or the guy with the wide open lane, the drive, or the cutter, find that cutter, the backdoor cutter, like Towns was doing in that first half, just dicing up the Mavericks defense. Beautifully done. The New York Knicks shot almost 60% for the game. 59.6% tonight. Outstanding. Woo! All right. Well, look, let's just be realistic here. This is the Mavs team that is decimated. So it's like a game that the Knicks had to win and had to win convincingly, which they did. So you can't over hype this win. It is what it had to be. But one thing you cannot discount is this, especially in light of like all of the concerns and my own as well that people have about what this Knicks team actually is. At the end of the day, the record speaks for itself. Right here, New York Knicks have a .634 winning percentage. They have the 4th best winning percentage in the entire NBA. Behind them was the 4th best. Yeah, 4th best. No, 5th best. 5th best. Sorry. The Cavs are first. Oh, no. OKC is first. Cavs are second. Celtics are third. The Rockets are 4th. And the Knicks are 5th. 5th right here. So that cannot be downplayed. That is a reality of this season, a reality of this team. They right now have the 5th best record in the NBA. Are they the 5th best team? I think actually they're better than the Rockets, in my opinion. I think they're better than the Rockets. I'll phrase it this way. When the Knicks play their best and the Rockets play their best, the Knicks would win. That's how I look at it in terms of that. So the Knicks still are the best of the rest. And that is a great place to be. Of course, we'd wish that they were the best of all. We hoped and wished that, but that is not the reality of the moment. The Cavs, though, have been slipping of late. They did win recently, but they're 6-4 in their last 10 games. Actually, I'm blocking out here the Cavs. 6-4 in their last 10 games, and the Pacers are coming up on the Knicks, 7-3. But the Knicks it doesn't look like the Pacers are going to be able to catch the Knicks, and even if they do, I tell you, it's not the end of the world. That means the Knicks would slip to 4th position, and then they would play the 5th place team. So they would then be able to avoid the Boston Celtics in the second round. Because right now, see, the 4th seed and 5th seed are in the top part of the bracket, and they would play the Cavs. I think the Knicks are really in a sweet spot right now, and they earned it. They earned it by beating the hell out of the lesser teams. And they definitely have struggled against the elite. We know that story, but they have several games left this season against those elite teams, against the Cavs and Celtics. And they even play, I believe, we got the Pistons coming up. We got the Bucks. Let's see what the Knicks can do then. I believe that they are, I think the Knicks are going to finish pretty strongly. I think they're going to finish pretty strongly is my feeling about this. All right. Thank you so much for watching this. Again, my name is George. Please subscribe, hit the thumbs up button for me, share the video, and drop your comments. Love to hear your thoughts and feelings about anything Knicks. And I will see you around the Knicks-Verse.